How does that look?
I'm not saying that. You get some sense that there's a handful of stocks.
Look at that. I mean, you could tie that to the market. Bang.
My man, how you doing? Are you going skiing or something? It's like 60 degrees out and you're dressed for the Arctic. I don't know,
A little cold
Well.
out here in the suburbs, but what I find fascinating, I know the one dude is Bob Iger. Bob Iger, a genius. Why is Michael Chiklis next to him? What's going on there?
That is not Vic Mackey, man. It could almost be an old Bruce Willis in like Die Hard 19. But yeah, look, they're there and there's a reason for it. You've got the fearless old warrior who led Disney, and the guy that is it Chapek or Chapek, first of all?
I would go Chapek, and if I worked for him or with him, I would call him Chappie, like Aroldis Chapman.
Or like every hockey player. I mean, you'd be Geisy or a Doms. I don't know who I'd be. And by the way, I've got the proudest franchise sweater on today. That it's happily hockey season. All right, so Disney though, are they still Disney without Bob Iger at the helm?
I believe so. Look, Disney is it's a battleship. It's an aircraft carrier. It's still the gold standard, I think, for media and all things around media, without question. My issue with Disney has been, incorrectly until at least the last couple of weeks or last couple of months, has been valuation. And how do you wrap your head around a company with their growth rate trading at north of 35 times earnings? I mean, I don't want to get too into the weeds here. It's just a great company, but it's an expensive stock.
No, and as markets guys too, we've talked forever about how expensive Netflix is relative to Disney. And if you value these companies based upon their DTC business, their streaming business, of which, of course, that's been the story at Disney. In fact, we've forgotten about the Mouse House as much as we've talked about, Disney Plus, and then along with ESPN Plus and Hulu and Hotstar. I mean, you have a case where they're going right after Netflix. Disney's more expensive in terms of their streaming business than Netflix, which is extraordinary. But I mean, I think the question that we have to ask, and I think investors have to ask, and people that walk into Disney World have to ask, is too much expected of Disney? I mean, it's kind of like your Yankees. I mean, they walk in every year, and people think they're going to win. I know they suck, but like there are years. I'm sorry, man, and it ain't going to be next year for you either.
We went to the same university, and I believe my sophomore year, I had to take a class in Shakespeare. And I remember vividly the line, "Heavy is the head that wears the crown."
Oh, come on.
And that's what's going on with Disney. I mean, look, you said a lot.
I'm glad it wasn't the Yankees.
They're the kings.
Well, they are the king. And that's why I just think people don't really understand they are the king maker, too. So they are the greatest brand in the world. And I realize, by the way, the heavy crown and kind of like you're going this way because they should be in gambling. Like they should be in sports betting. They should be eating anybody's. If you have ESPN, and we know all those guys are watching commercial break. By the way, I mean Steve Levy. I mean that dude could make anybody gamble. These guys are great, and I gotta tell you, ESPN they are sports. And I realize linear TV's dead, but Disney's not tied to linear TV anymore. So Disney, should they be gambling?
Yeah, and I think they do have a stake in DraftKings, if I'm not mistaken. But you're right. I mean, they should have gone down that path in a very meaningful way. And ESPN got the lifeline a couple of years ago when sports gambling was legalized. I agree with you. Here's my question to you, though, Tim. If you're going to Disney World, where are you making a beeline to in terms of exactly? Where are you going in terms of a ride? I know where I'm going. I'm curious as to where you're going.
So, most parents can rattle off like 3 or 4 because they've been there recently. I'm happy to say that I've got a 13-year-old and an 8-year-old, and I haven't been dragged to Disney once. I do remember Pirates of the Caribbean in my day. And it actually, you're riding in that little boat through there and you see the pirates like bombing stuff over you. I mean, I don't know. I know what's your favorite. You don't ask that question without wanting to tell what your favorite spot is.
Like every good lawyer, you need to know the answer before you ask the question. And I do know the answer for myself. It would be Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Fantastic attraction. One you don't have to wait that long in line for. That's why I'm going first. And then I'm making a beeline for the Hall of Presidents, which I find just to be fascinating.
I can only imagine what they've done to Mr. Biden. By the way, speaking of a wild ride, we can't talk about Disney without talking about maybe the greatest Mouseketeer of all. How about Britney? I think things are getting better for my girl. I mean,
free Britney. Look,
She's
she is back. I mean, did she? But here's my question to you. I say she's back. My question to you is, did she ever leave?
Look, I was a buyer of Britney at the bottom, and we all know that. And I think the question really, though, let's bring this back because I think Timberlake's going to lay claim to greatest Mouseketeer. Um, outside of, well, I won't go there, but
Well,
I
no.
do think
Just let me quickly say, for people of a certain age, which I am, Annette Funicello. Say it again, Tim. Annette Funicello is the
Funicello.
greatest Mouseketeer of all time.
I remember Annette Funicello known for selling orange juice, which I guess makes sense, right? Again, Orlando, whatnot.
Stop. It was Anita Bryant that sold orange juice. It was Annette
Yeah.
Funicello that
So
was
what
a
did she do?
Mouseketeer.
What was Anita Bryant's claim to fame? I mean, I don't even know why we're talking about her right now.
I think she did the great orange juice pitches, and I think she was
Yeah.
involved in like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day parades. Short of that, I'm not sure what the hell she did.
All right. So Thanksgiving's coming up. Holiday parade, Macy's Day Parade. I would bet half of those floats are Disney floats of characters of some kind. I'm just going to say it, man, which tells me this is still the greatest brand company in the world, and it is the Magic Kingdom. Sorry.
No, listen, you said it, you feel it, you've said it, you've been outspoken in your love of Disney. I'm not nearly as emphatic in my love, although apparently these Star Wars movies are great, and I can't wait for the next one to come out.
How many times have you seen Star Wars? How many times?
You won't. You ask this again, knowing the answer to the question.
I don't
people
believe
won't
you.
believe this, but I will tell you without equivocation that I've never seen Star Wars. Period. By the way, I've never seen Seinfeld either. I have no interest in going down that road.
All right. Well, let's take you to a Marvel movie or a Lucas movie one of these days. How about you and me? Wear your Ranger sweater. I'll wear my polar fleece, and we'll have a good time. I'll see you tomorrow on Reach TV.
6 p.m. each night. Reach TV. Commercial break. That's Tim. I'm Guy. See you next week.